In today's video, we're going to be talking about functions. So a function is going to be a relation in which each input has exactly one output. So every x has only one y. Okay, and we're going to look at 4 representations. We're going to look at tables, ordered pairs, mapping diagrams, and graphs to see whether each representation is a function. Okay, so first off, in the table, we're going to look at the x column to see if a table is a function. And this is the rule. It's a function if there's no x values that are repeating. If they do repeat, only x values. If an x value repeats, then that means it's not a function. So let's look at these two tables and see if one is a function or the other. So in the first table right here, number 1, our x values, we're only looking at those. We're not looking at the y values. Okay. We have 2, -3, -13, and 7. None of those repeat. So that means that this is a function, because no x values repeat. Okay. For our second table, we're only looking at our x values. And if you see, we have 2, 3, 2, 4, and 8. This 2 right here, this one and this one, they're repeating. So if they're x values that repeat, that means that it is not a function. This is not a function because the x value 2 repeats. Okay. So in the first table, we do have this y value of -1s, and they do repeat. That's allowed. Okay. You're only looking at the x values and to see if they're repeating or not, to determine if you have a function or not. Okay, let's look at ordered pairs. So in the ordered pairs, you're going to look at the x values. And so the x values we know are always in this, the left side of the ordered pair. So in example 1, we have 4, 7, 10, and -4. Okay. 4 and -4, they're kind of the same number, but they're not, right? They're different numbers. One is negative and one is positive. So since there's no repeating x's, this is a function. Function because no x values repeat. Okay. Example number 2, we're looking at our x values. We have 4, 0, 4, and 3. If you notice, 4 and 4 repeated, so this is not a function. Because the x value 4 repeats. Okay, look at the last one. We got our x values as -1, -2, 1, and -1. Are there any that repeat? Yes, there are. -1 and -1. Okay, so the last one is also not a function. The x value -1 repeats. Okay, very easy. You're just looking at the x values and see if they repeat. If they do, it is not a function. Okay. In the mapping diagrams, it's a little bit different. You're going to look at each circle, and if each value on the left must be mapped to only one value on the right. So it's still kind of the same where the x's cannot repeat, but it kind of looks different. So here on the first example, you see that 8 is being mapped to only -1. 9 is being mapped to only -3. 10 is only being mapped to -1. And then 12 is only being mapped to 5. So this, since each one has only one value to the right, then this one is a function. Okay. Let's look at this next example. -3 is being mapped to 12, right? But -2 is being mapped to -13 and positive 13 and 15. Because it's being mapped 2 times, you only have to be mapped 1 time to the right. So because of this -2, this is not a function. -2 is being mapped 2 times to 13 and 15. Okay. And that's mapping. The last one is the graphs. And for the graphs, this one's a little bit different too. You're going to do this test where it's what's called a vertical line test. And that you're going to get your pencil and you're going to go left to right. And if the line touches your pencil one time, it's a function. If the line touches your pencil more than once, it is not a function. And so this is what you're going to do. So for your first graph, 1, 2, 3. Let's say I have a purple pencil. And let's say you have this purple pencil and it moves along your graph. You see how my purple pencil, it's only touching the line only one time from left to right? Only one time. So because it touches the pencil one time, it is a function. Number 2, I get my pencil, I'm scanning it. Right here, it touches 2 times. Right here and right here. Even if I scan it a little bit more to the right, it still touches 2 times. If it touches more than once, it is not a function. So number 2 is not a function, right? Number 1, it was because anywhere on the line, it only touched the pencil once. Okay. Here, it touches 2 times until it gets to like the very tip where it only touches once, right? Number 3, if we scan our pencil, it's only touching once there, it's touching once there, it's touching once there. Scan your pencil, and you see it is curved, but it only touches that line one time. So this is a function.